What is it about conservatives and this whole racism thing? Like, you guys are always just saying that it's either not a thing or it's, just not in any of the institutions or the police department. But it seems that over the past 18 years, we've had several race riots, and the biggest one being in 2020. So it's like, how are we still denying segregation in a city where we can clearly see what fucking neighborhoods are white, which ones are black, which ones are Latino, and we know how we got there. So it's like, what is it with conservatives and admitting that there's a problem and not addressing it?
What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Nanefia Scholars. Today we are back and here's another video from Charlie Kirk. So today Charlie Kirk rips apart fairly race beta Heckler. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started.
So I've been watching this for some 20 odd years, Oh, ma'am, you've been doing it forever. Welcome to the First Amendment. I fought for it.
Sir, can you just stay focused on me?
Taxpayer-paid jacket?
Sir.
Thank you. I brought it overseas.
All right, sir, just ask me the question.
So what is it about conservatives and this whole racism thing? Like, you guys are always just saying that it's either not a thing or it's, just not in any of the institutions or the police department. But it seems that over the past 18 years, we've had several race riots, and the biggest one being in 2020. So it's like, how are we still denying segregation in a city where we can clearly see what fucking neighborhoods are white, which ones are black, which ones are Latino, and we know how we got there. So it's like, what is it with conservatives and admitting that there's a problem and not addressing it? Because it seems like you guys want to be obsessed with, oh, the gender thing or the racism thing, and then you guys say, oh, it's not here, it's not a big problem. But why are millions of people rioting every couple years?
So let me ask you a question.
We can say that it's Democrats and shit, right?
Well, let me ask you a question.
Go ahead.
So what do you think is a bigger problem facing America, single fatherhood or racism?
Racism, by far. That's how
Can you
we
say
got
that?
to...
Say that in the microphone.
Racism, by far, because racism gets people killed, not single fatherhood.
Well, no, a single motherhood. Let me be more specific. So single moms or fathers leaving the home, you think is a bigger problem than racism?
No, sir. I'm gonna repeat that one again for you. I think racism is a bigger problem than fathers being outside of the home. However, I do see fathers not being in the home is a problem.
Let's make sure we're defining our terms. How would you define racism then?
Racism is a system of oppression used by a certain group using prejudice, institutional power, and it's situated by the media, government, and all these other institutions.
Give me an example of one thing you as a black man cannot do that I as a white man can do in America.
Got you. Okay, so about 2 weeks ago, right? I went to a DeSantis rally. Got my ticket, all that good bullshit. Been to a million different, rallies of a kind, whether, I was a conservative at the time or whether I was a liberal, right? I know that as a black person, I am far more likely to be arrested for expressing my view, whether I am a conservative or a liberal. And I've done it on both sides. And, oh, yes, I was arrested.
You were probably being a jerk. That's why you were arrested.
And that's the best part. And that's the best part, right? That's the best part. I wasn't even being a jerk. And the courts even found, our beloved courts.
Let me make sure I understand this. So you think the bigger problem than fathers not being in the home is a abstract conspiracy theory that you have that hecklers and jerks at political events are arrested because of the color of their skin? That's the best definition of institutional racism?
No, that's not my definition on racism. I did
tell you what my definition. Give me an example of something a white man like me can do that a black man like you can't do. Because guess what? If I showed up at a DeSantis event and started heckling, I'd be kicked out and arrested.
No, you would not. No, in fact, I even have evidence.
You know how I know that's true?
You want to know how I know it's
white
true?
Suburban kids from Highland Park, and they're arrested a lot more. Actually, when you see the mugshots. Yeah.
Oh, so white kids are arrested a lot more. Could that possibly be? Could that possibly be?
Can you talk into the mic?
And I'm just guessing here. Could it possibly be that white people are arrested more because you have a higher population and therefore by proximity you are more like, because it's math, it's basic math. I know we hate math. I know we hate it, but I passed it, unlike y'all.
So let me ask you a question. How does racism contribute to black on black crime in Chicago? How is white people to blame for that?
Oh, actually, matter of fact, that's actually a whole other issue. So let's talk about, so you want to talk about intracommunal violence as it pertains to
so what does the white man have to do with that?
And that's a great thing. I love the red herring that you threw in there.
No,
because,
hey,
intracommunal violence is proximal, right? So when we have segregation and we got races sitting in one area and you got another race in another area. Now, we never asked white people, why is white on white crime so high? with white people and never, but instead we focus on black people.
Yeah, so out of the 530 murders in Chicago of the last year, how many were black on black crime?
Hey, I wasn't looking. But you know what I
Yeah,
do know?
well
But
over
you know,
420 of them were black on black gang-related crimes.
Sure.
How is that
Sure.
racism to blame for that?
Let's talk. So now, are we going to talk about over-policing?
I'm sorry, sir. You're kind of
Would you like to-
demonstrating. You can't answer the question.
Would you like to talk about? I mean, we can talk about it. We can.
Okay.
Are you ready to address it, though?
Well-
are you ready to address it? Are you
Yeah.
ready? Because we can talk about black on black crime, but we need to talk about it as it pertains. We need to. Okay, let's talk about it, sis. I'm ready to talk about it.
All right, hold on. So
let
me just narrow this down. So let me just say this,
All right,
okay?
all right.
So
What's up?
if you were to rank the 100 biggest problems in America,
Yeah.
the fact that I know we're not a racist country is the best example you have. Is
Okay,
some
so you know
abstract
we're not a
story of you
racist
getting
country
kicked
based
out of a
on what?
DeSantis rally. If we were a racist country, you'd say, Charlie, I can't go in a convenience store. Charlie, I can't go into school. No, we actually live in such a amazingly
we're not-
decent
if we're not
country
racist-
that whoa.
Don't.
Let's not do that, okay?
All I did.
All right.
All I did was speak.
You're trying to pull it
Oh,
out of my
no.
Mostly peaceful, everybody. Mostly
I
peaceful,
wasn't.
okay?
I didn't lay hands on you.
All
I
right.
got witnesses. I did not touch you. No.
All right.
I touched the mic.
We're going to wrap this one
Don't
up,
play.
but let me just
Anyway.
say this.
We got racism we got racism all over the U.S. We just had a race riot 3 years
Okay,
ago.
so let's
in
talk about-
2020.
wait, hold on.
And,
So-
oh my God! And then we had all 50 states plus 18 countries. But don't worry, Alex.
Wait, so by
I'm
race
not laying no
riots,
hands
you
on
mean
them.
you mean
I used to
mass
wear the
looting
uniform
of
too.
big
I know
screen
how it works.
TVs? Let me tell you, it is not an argument in your favor that we're a racist country because blacks decide to start burning down Wendy's and stealing stuff. That's called
Actually,
criminality.
it is because
and the
you're not even
majority of
looking
black
as
Americans
to why
found
it
the
happened.
looting
You're not
to
even
be
looking as to why it happened,
objectionable.
and that's cool. And that's cool. You know, we can definitely play, obtuse on the whole issue. Yeah, black people were burning it down. Why? Racism. Racism was a big issue, and we can pretend that it's not a big issue. But hey, if you don't want to, then that's just called being obtuse. And that's why I asked you. Why did you have such a big problem with talking about racism? You want to claim that it's not there, and you can say
all right.
all you want.
So
but that still doesn't prove. That still
let me
does
conclude.
not.
If you
That
want to
still does
talk
not
about
account for why
racism
we
that
have
could be
race
proven,
riots. So
let me
I
give you
guess
some
so.
examples of racism that
guess.
could be proven. How about affirmative action at this college that discriminates against Asian students and white students? How about affirmative action hiring practices in the federal government? We are such a decent, non-racist country. The best example that he has is to show that he was mistreated. And if he acted like this at the DeSantis event, I can see why he was kicked out of the DeSantis event. Next question.
What do you think about this? This was kind of rough and funny, I don't know, sometimes I hate tense debates, and this one was like a tense one for me. What do you have to say about this? Let me ask this. Is America a race country? Please let me know, because people actually come here and I don't know, let me say, sometimes I feel their pain, And Candace and Charlie talk about this racism. They were like, America is not a racist country. But yet, people do come on this show and really pour out their frustration. And I get it, Sometimes, experiences are experiences, Your experiences might be different to some, because people actually comes to Charlie's stage like this and confirm that they are blacks, and yet they haven't, like they have never faced any kind of like racism in their entire life since they set foot in America, or ever since they've been in America. But others to come to the stage and they say a whole lot of experiences, a lot of stories, and you cannot blame them. That's their experiences. That's what they've been through. That's what did happen to them. So yeah, I would say your experience might not be my experience. So let me ask this, please, is America a racism country? Please, if you are black, let me know. And even if you are white, like everyone, like anyone, you guys are there. So let me know what you actually think about this. Because people actually rant that they barely get job in America. A military woman came that she can barely afford. She don't even have $1 because she is black some too comes and they always say they got arrested for demonstrating in public space. Some also come and they say a whole lot of things. People actually come and people say they always get rejected, and that so many things happen there in the colleges. I mean, only black dormitories and others. And honestly, if all this is true, then indeed racism is like it's a big deal that we need to talk about. People always feel bad talking about racism because I feel like it's a kind of uncomfortable topic to talk about, So people actually find it weird talking about it. So let me actually know that what do you truly think? Do you think America is a race country? Or do you have people that have gone through some experiences that you want to share in the comment section? Or you think indeed you side with Charlie? And that question that Charlie always do ask, what can a black man do that white man can do? Or what can a white man do that black man can do? This question is for you. Please let me know what you thought about that question in the comment section. Have you ever had an experience as a black guy in America or as a black woman in America? Have you had any experience, and what do you think? And please let me know, do you think it's true that blacks are, if you talk about the over policing, we all have topics, we all watch movies that policing in black communities are super bad, because let's not think, even if they stop you, the next thing they're showing you is their gun, on your forehead. And we all watch movies, we all see those things, we all see how blacks are being rejected to work, and we all seen in movies how how limited the things that black can actually do that whites can do. So if Charlie stands here and say America is like the least racist country, and he also says there is nothing that a black man cannot do that a white man can do, then I feel like it's kind of lies over here. Because if you watch movies, the kind of things that we see in the movies is like everything that these black Jews always come to this show and to talk about it. So let me actually know, because I don't want to base on experiences in movies to judge reality. So actually let me know what actually goes on, or what really happens in the reality, the realms of the spirit. So is America, once again, is America the least racism country, or America is not a racism country at all? Let me know what you think in the comment section. If you have any add-up or any subtraction, any multiplication or any division to add up or to spice up with this video, let me know in the comment section. I'll be glad to see all your comments, and I'll be glad to see all your views and your points in the comment section. Let me know what you actually think about this video. And if you are new to my channel, welcome. Don't forget to click on the subscription button for more notifications. Thanks for watching.